brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Owen Hart. Owen James Hart was a Canadian-American professional and amateur wrestler who worked for several promotions including Stampede Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, World Championship Wrestling, and the World Wrestling Federation, where he wrestled under both his own name and ring name the Blue Blazer. A member of the Hart wrestling family, he was born in Calgary, Alberta. The youngest of 12 children of Stampede Wrestling promoter and WWE Hall of Famer Stu Hart and Helen Hart. Among other accolades, Owen was a one-time USWA Unified World Heavyweight Champion, a two-time WWF Intercontinental Champion, a one-time WWF European Champion, and a four-time WWF World Tag Team Champion, as well as the 1994 WWF King of the Ring. Hart died on May 23, 1999, when an equipment malfunction occurred during his entrance from the rafters of Kemper Arena in Kansas City, Missouri, United States, at the WWF's Over the Edge pay-per-view event. He is considered by many of his peers to be one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. Early life. Owen was born on May 7, 1965 in Calgary, Alberta into the Hart wrestling family, and was the youngest child of Stu and Helen Hart. Hart grew up in a household with 11 siblings: Smith, Bruce, Keith, Wayne, Dean, Ellie, Georgia, Brett, Allison, Ross, and Diana. He was of Greek descent through his maternal grandmother, and Irish through his maternal grandfather. His father was mainly of Scots-Irish descent, but also had Scottish and English ancestry. Hart was a dual citizen of Canada and the United States since his mother Helen was born in New York. Training and independent circuit, 1983-1988. Hart first gained wrestling experience in the amateur wrestling division at high school, through which he met his wife, Martha. Wrestling was not Hart's first choice for a career. As Martha explained in her book Broken Hearts, Owen tried numerous times to find a profitable living outside of wrestling. Owen is quoted as saying, in the WWE's home video, Owen Heart of Gold, that, during his time in the university, he wrestled incognito as the original British Bulldog. Then, after he graduated from the university, he wrestled as Bronco Owen Hart at Royal Albert Hall in London, England. As those attempts were unsuccessful, Hart was trained in his father's Hart Dungeon and worked for his father's federation, Stampede Wrestling, and in England, for Max Crabtree's joint promotions in matches that got broadcast on ITV's World of Sport. He remained with Stampede for the next couple of years while honing his skills. During 1986, Hart teamed with Ben Bassarab and won the Stampede Wrestling International Tag Team Championship. The success of the team, and Hart's in-ring skills earned him Pro Wrestling Illustrated Rookie of the Year award in 1987. After he and Bassarab lost the tag team title, he feuded with Johnny Smith and Dynamite Kid. In 1987, Hart branched out to Japan where he wrestled for New Japan Pro Wrestling on several tours. In NJPW, he wrestled Keiichi Yamada, and later under the Jushin Liger gimmick. On May 27, 1988, Hart defeated Hiroshi Hayes for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, becoming the first non-Japanese wrestler to win the title. His reign would end nearly a month later, as he lost the title to Shiro Koshinaka on June 24, 1988. World Wrestling Federation, 1988-1989. Hart's success in Japan and Stampede's working relationship with the World Wrestling Federation led to Hart signing with the company in the summer of 1988. Instead of promoting Owen as Bret Hart's younger brother, the WWF decided to create a masked superhero-type gimmick for him which played to his high-flying style. He broke into the WWF as the Blue Blazer, sometimes incorrectly called the Blue Angel, with his early appearances seeing him defeat the likes of Terry Gibbs, Steve Lombardi, and Barry Horowitz. The Blazer made his pay-per-view debut at Survivor Series 88, teaming with the Ultimate Warrior, Brutus Beefcake, Jim Brunzell, and Sam Houston against the Honky Tonk Man, Greg Valentine, Outlaw Ron Bass, Bad News Brown, and Dangerous Danny Davis. The Blazer was eliminated by Valentine, but his team went on to win the match. He continued to wrestle in the mid-card, defeating Enhancement talent, but often falling short against other name talent. He lost to Ted DiBiase on the March 11, 1989 edition of Saturday Night's Main Event and was defeated by Mr. Perfect at WrestleMania v. Return to Independent Circuit, 1989-1991. Shortly after WrestleMania, Hart left the WWF to tour the world both with and without the Blue Blazer gimmick. He also returned to Stampede, until it shut down in December 1989. In 1991, Hart lost the Blue Blazer mask in a Mascara contra Mascara match against Mexican wrestler El Canek, thus bidding farewell to the Blue Blazer gimmick. World Championship Wrestling, 1991. Hart debuted in World Championship Wrestling's self-titled TV show on March 16, 1991. The first of 5 TV matches he competed in, all of which were against preliminary talent. One of the bouts saw him team with Ricky Morton. The New Foundation and High Energy, 1991-1992. Hart had been engaged in contract discussions with WCW, but the deal was never struck, as Owen was not willing to move himself and his family to the company's headquarters in Atlanta. Instead, he signed with the WWF for a second time. In the WWF, the popular Hart Foundation, composed of his brother Bret and real-life brother-in-law Jim Neidhart, had split up. Bret set out on a singles career while Neidhart was used sparingly. When Neidhart returned from a storyline injury, he joined Owen to form a team known as the New Foundation. Owen and Neidhart first feuded with the Beverly Brothers. They then had their only pay-per-view match, at the Royal Rumble in January 1992, where they beat the Orient Express. Neidhart left the WWF shortly afterward, and Hart set out on a very short run as a singles wrestler, including a match at WrestleMania 8 against Skinner. Shortly after WrestleMania, Hart was teamed up with Coco B, where to form the duo known as High Energy. They had only one pay-per-view match as a team, at the Survivor Series, where they lost to the Head Shrinkers. The team was quietly dropped at the start of 1993, with Hart starting a singles career. Thank you for watching, brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Please like and subscribe below. Please like and subscribe below.